Hello everyone and welcome to Shelf Space. I'm your host Ron13 and today's Transformers excursion is another interesting one. This is Soundwave from the Transformers Bumblebee movie line. Specifically, this was the Titans Return version of Soundwave, though if I remember correctly there was some remolded bits on him that was released as a Target exclusive under the Transformers Bumblebee line. He didn't really appear in the movie like this, so it's kind of weird that he's like this, but I didn't have this version of Soundwave and I couldn't resist getting a hold of it. And I just love the way this thing is packaged. It's going to make me really sad when I do throw away everything after this. Speaking of the package, let's go ahead and really take a closer look at things. We got these very bright neon, very 80s colors, and I absolutely love it. And they make everything look like it's supposed to be some sort of boombox, just to go along with this boombox form that Soundwave is in, which is a little inaccurate because his Generation 1 form was actually a micro cassette recorder, but whatever. Anyway, so we got the record, play, rewind, fast forward, stop, pause buttons, some like volume control knobs, none that go up to 11, sadly enough. Decepticon logo, specifically movie Decepticon logo, in fact. And then up here we got Soundwave and Doombox, which is the name of his little Headmaster, Titan Master figure. Got the figure himself inside the box, but his handle actually sticks outside the package, which is another neat little thing. We got more like audio controls out here, Hasbro logo, Transformers Bumblebee, and the Transformers logo that was seen on all the Bumblebee stuff. So we got the yellow with black letters. On this side we have Bumblebee rocking out with not a guitar, but a yield sign turned upside down. And this is kind of a weird version of him because he's got the door wings, which, if I remember correctly, he didn't actually have in the movie. This was from early renders of him before they decided to refine his design down. We got, looks like speaker grill and what appear to be speakers back there. Then on this side, we have some nice CGI product shots showing Doombox and transforming into the head. It says convert to boombox mode. And then it says that again in multiple languages. In fact, this thing is all filled with different languages. Converts to city mode. And up here we have a little bio that says Soundwave is always listening, stealing Autobot signals to create a sinister bootleg collection of intercepted communications. His Titan Master Doombox transmits an undetectable disruptor wave that sabotages motor systems, unleashing doom on the dance floor and some of the ugliest Autobot dance moves the world has ever seen. That is hilarious. We got Bumblebee Greatest Hits, doing sort of a 80s mixtape looking thing. Soundwave and Doombox. We got a gold Decepticon logo there. This side shows the speaker grill thing. And yeah. So let's go ahead, get him out of here, and see what he's all about. Alright, and here he is in his robot mode. And he's a lot bigger than I realized. I think he must have been a leader class figure back in the day, and I had completely forgotten about that, because I have to have him all the way back in my set in order for you guys to actually see him. Normally I do comparisons towards the end, but I think it's worth doing it right now. Here he is next to Siege Soundwave, who is Voyager class, I believe. This is the special custom job that a good friend of mine did. So a little bit of a height difference there. And here he is next to Leader Class Optimus Prime from Power of the Prime. Not Power of the Primes? Or was it Titan Return. I don't know. It's the one that Shoki, I bought off of Shoki. So these two are more comparable in size. And, you know, there he is next to a 1/144 scale Gundam. And finally, Deluxe class Transformer. Yeah, so he's a hefty dude. And he feels pretty chunky. The only problem, and it's problem, quote unquote, is he feels very hollow, and that's probably because, well, he is. A lot of his the transformation on his legs is done up by that, what I think is actually kind of a neat technique, where they basically take panels and fold it around to make the box shape. And some of the other stuff I'm fairly certain is hollow to make it work for his city mode. Plus, you need to have this gimmick. Inside here, he has this little, whatever this is, plays more into his city mode. Oh, I just noticed there's a little play and pause button, so I guess maybe in some ways this is supposed to be like a little digital music player or something. I don't know. Little spring load thing there. And the Titan Master sits just right up in there. And yeah, he looks pretty cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at articulation. On the head, you have a little bit of restriction because everything is connected to the Titan Master. So you have an entire assembly here so that this little flip-up helmet, let's tilt this up a little bit so you get a better idea. This flip-up helmet will stay in alignment with everything, but it does mean that you can't rotate a whole bunch. Oh, well, maybe you can. But there's no upward tilt or anything like that. Trying to do that just takes his hat off. And this part will interfere with things, but you can just take this off if you want. In fact, we're going to do that because it wanted to come off on its own. Anyway, for the shoulders, you just have a ratcheting joint. Same here for basically some nice universal range. Elbow is single jointed with a at least pseudo ratchet. That gets you just a little bit better than 90 degree, not much. Wrists can go in like that, but that's for transformation. There's no rotation there. No rotation at the waist. You can, let's flip that armor up. You can kick up. Can I go any further than that? Nope. So, can't kick up super far. You got a 90-degree bend at the knee. You can kick back a little bit. Thanks to the joints for transformation, you can do a full split, so Jean-Claude Van Damme would be proud. And you have actually a form of ankle tilts. And that's partly because this is something they were doing during this time, and also for transformation. You can even wiggle the toes if you want. Altogether, it adds up to not the best articulation in the world, but some pretty decent articulation. And the ratchets really help everything kind of hold together and stay fairly solid. So, not too bad. Something I'd like to point out, I'm fairly certain now after looking at his weapon here, this is actually a repaint, remold of Blaster, at least partially. I can't remember if the original version of Soundwave here came with this weapon or not, but this is basically Blaster's gun, or at least a version of it. But yeah, so far, I dig this guy. He's a big, chunky transformer. It feels like something you don't quite see much nowadays, even though this guy isn't really that old. All right, so where should we go next? Let's get him into his city mode, because that's what the instructions tell me how to do. All right, so where are we going to start? I'll go ahead and get this out. Okay. We're going to open up this little hatch here and pull the helmet back into it, then close it up. And then we're going to remove Doombox, which, you know what, while we are at it, let's take a quick look at him, if we can. He looks like a little bitty Soundwave. Actually, he almost looks like a little bitty Blaster. Look at those little speaker grills there. Interesting. That's Blaster's legs. But he does have articulation where, you know, you can make him sit and you can lift his arms up. Oh, they're fighting me a bit. Can't quite get this one to go. I know it can't. There we go. Can even extend out a little bit. And the head can rotate around because it's on a little bit of a ball joint. So not too bad for a little guy, though having the legs fused together like that is a bit of a bummer, but I can sort of understand why they're doing it. For now, though, we're just going to set him aside. Okay. So next we're going to bring his arms up like this. Oh, hey, if we do this, it's his original G1 alt mode. We have fun here. Okay. Rotate things around, I believe. Oh, here we go. So we're going to open these up. This is actually going to look a lot like transforming it to tape mode. So maybe we'll make a stop over there before we get too far along. Flip his handle back up. Okay. Trying to figure out what it's telling me to do here. So we're gonna collapse down his legs. He's got this double hinge thing going, which is scary secure. Try to do this on camera. There we go. So you can see how it just sort of goes down like that. Let's see. Oh, come on. You know what? Let's go ahead, get this up like that. Because I think that was one of the things the instructions was telling me. The instructions for this, like a lot of many modern Transformer things, are not spectacular. Okay. I think we're getting somewhere, folks. Okay. You know what? We're going to make a stopover in his tape deck mode, because we're pretty much there as it is. So let's see if I can get this flipped up. Because everything should just fold together, right? There we go. There's a peg here and a hole here, and you got to make sure this little ramp ladder thing is in just the right position. Come on. Something is fighting me here. Come on. Come on. Oh goodness, something didn't quite go together correctly here either. What are you doing? You're making me look bad. There we go-ish. There we go. Okay. I think. Things secure fairly well, but these feet things here are being problematic. Oh, here we go. This goes over here, and this goes over here. Okay. And I believe this is supposed to store, like, right here. And then this probably goes like this to be like a little antenna. And there we go. So that's him in his boombox form, which we saw in the packaging. Some neat details here. Let's see. Can you see that? Is he's got like these little readouts. This is the frequency selector. FM, AM. I'm sorry, you can't see that. FM, AM. And I'm guessing this is like some sort of equalizer thing for sound or something. But it's a neat little touch to this guy. It helps give him a little bit more of a vintage feel. Even though really I don't think there was any boomboxes that look like this. There is a slight problem where you have these big gaps right there. That's a little blah. But really, not too bad. And he feels very solid in this form. Now the only problem I have is, as far as I can tell, there is no place for Doombox to go in here. You have this thing, which slides in there, but you can't put him in here in a way that lets you store him away inside there, at least from what I can find. I mean, maybe I could put him in here, loose. I mean, I guess so, but he's going to shake around and stuff, so that's a bit of a failing, though I could be missing something. Oh, I just noticed there is a headphone jack back here, complete with markings for that, a power button, also a USB slot, which almost looks like it's the right size for it. That is hilarious. Also means this guy's decidedly not 80s. But that's actually really cool. There is a lot of neat detail on this guy. Whoever designed this put in quite a bit of love on it, and I think that really shines through. But let's go ahead and start making our way back to the city mode like I was originally talking about. So we're gonna open this back up. We're gonna flip these out, open that, and pull that out. Now we're going to, actually, you know what, let's get his accessories off again. So now we're going to rotate his arms up, because that's how you know it's a city mode and not just a robot splayed out. Then we're going to do this, rotate the arms like this, and bend the elbows a little bit. And we're going to flip out these things, and you'll have guns. And what else? Checking the instructions. And then we're going to flip out his feet again. And bring out these, which I'm guessing are supposed to be like speakers or something. Because really, I feel like what they've done here is, yeah, it's a city bass mode. This is a dance floor. Particularly when you put this up here. How do we lock that in up there? Looking. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It goes up here. And this is like a DJ booth. In fact, there are repro labels, I believe, for this guy that turns everything into like a nightclub or something. And then we can flip that up to make it look like a little targeting thing. And there's a space right in here for the gun. Gonna be careful with that though, because that's clear plastic and I do not want to break that. And this can go right here. I mean, as city bases go, it's not the worst I've seen. But I don't think I'm going to be utilizing this too much. Is it even focused? There we go. Am I going to have to review this footage and see how much of this was in focus? Oh well, the show must go on. So yeah. Not a horrible city form. Just very surplus to requirements, to quote a Furmanism. But can't really get upset at them for adding more play features, can we? It really doesn't take away from the robot mode. The main thing that it does potentially cause is the legs are more designed to be hollow to allow for folding out to create this little city bass mode thing. But let's go ahead, do a jump cut, get him back into robot mode, and we'll talk about my final thoughts. So yeah, overall, I really dig this guy. He's a big, chunky bot, got some decent posability, some nice clicky ratchet joints, and he holds together pretty well. Like, shake him around, he doesn't feel like he's coming apart or anything. So yeah, I think that's all very big positives in his favor. Negatives, his tape deck mode is a little bit off because you got the gaps that happen around where his waist is. He is a Titan Master, so if you don't care for Soundwave suddenly being a Headmaster for some reason, that's going to be a problem. He's a little bit hollow, but I find it hard to be upset about that. But really, he's a good overall toy, and I highly would recommend him. This is the Bumblebee version. I don't know what the, at least I don't remember what the original Titan's Return version looked like. I've just been told that they are at least somewhat different. Yeah, only other negative thing I could think of is it would be nice to have something a little bit more interesting than just this thing in there. Oh, wait. Expect a sequel. That's been a review. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all those fun YouTube things. Check the description below for links to my storefront where you can get official shelf space t-shirts and more. And yeah, thank you again, and I'll see you the next time you invade my shelf space.